Friends, good morning. Today we will start with the water hammer. This is a well known fact by all of you. Whenever you are using a tap in the bathroom or kitchen, when you suddenly close the valve, you must have heard some knocking sound, dhug dhug noise. That is because of creation of pressure inside the pipeline when the water is flowing through and you have suddenly stopped it. In general, we consider all liquids are incompressible. Single word, incompressible. However, the phenomenon of considering the liquids are compressible or treated as compressible and their elastic properties are taken into account is nothing but the phenomenon of water hammer. We will define it further. Whenever there is water is flowing in the pipeline, if it is closed with using a valve, suddenly or slowly, gradually, irrespective of that, the kinetic energy, that is momentum, will be transformed into the pressure energy, which creates some pressure waves, positive and negative, which moves forward and backward, to and fro movement in the pipeline. Because of that, noise is produced, that is nothing but known as knocking. Knocking. You can see here. Knocking. Knocking. Right? Now, this phenomena of change in pressure above or below the normal pressure due to the increase in velocity of flow due to the sudden closure of valve is known as water hammer. It is defined as the phenomena of increase in the pressure due to high velocity due to the sudden closure of valve is nothing but known as water hammer. This water hammer is not only restricted for water only when it is flowing through pipes, also other liquids, oils, etc. also prone to water hammer. The magnitude of pressure, which depends upon the time or the speed at which the valve is closed. One point, speed at which the valve is closed may be gradual or rapid closure. Secondly, velocity of liquid in the pipeline, length of pipeline, elastic properties of the pipe material and elastic properties of the flowing liquid, that is water only we consider here. Now let us see the two water hammer theories. One is rigid water column theory and second one elastic water column theory. This is just dead theoretical, only assumptions and all these points are self-understanding. I would like to give it as an assignment. You take this as assignment. Differentiate between rigid water column theory with elastic water column theory. You submit this through Google Classroom within a day or two. Hardly matter. It is a matter of 15 to 20 minutes, not more than that. You understand and write down the points. Then it will be clear to your mind also. Now we will see, due to water hammer, what is the pressure rise? What is the pressure rise and what is the pressure rise head due to water hammer? There are two cases, in fact three, of course. Rise of water pressure due to gradual valve closure. First one, due to gradual closure. Second one, the rise of water pressure due to sudden closure of valve. In case of sudden closure of valve, we have to consider the effect of elasticity of the material also if elastic pipes are used. If not, rigid pipe. As two cases were considered in case of expression for celerity of sound wave or pressure wave. In the similar way, we are required to consider here two cases. First, we will consider the rise of water pressure due to gradual closure. Consider a long pipeline of length L, cross-sectional area A, and the liquid flowing in the water with uniform velocity V. That is velocity of water V. Now let us assume that this liquid which is flowing in the pipeline is stopped by closing the valve in t seconds. Therefore, the velocity will retard from v meters per second to 0 in time t seconds. Now, what is the mass of water in pipe? That is equal to rho into volume of water in the pipeline. That will be equal to rho into A into L. Rho is density of liquid, A is area of cross section of the pipe, and length is the length of the pipe. You will get mass of water in the pipe. Now, retardation, that is change in velocity divided by time. Change in velocity is v minus 0. Time, we have said in t seconds the valve is to be closed, therefore this will be v by t. Therefore, the retarding force is equal to mass into retardation, that we will get rho A L into v by t. Let us call it as 1. Now let us assume that Pi is the rise in pressure due to closure of the valve. Then naturally, the pressure rise due to closure of valve will be equal to Pi into A. Pi into A. We call this as 2. 1 and 2 must be same. Therefore, Pia is equal to rho Al multiplied by V by T. Both are equal. On simplification, we will get Pi, rise in pressure due to closure of valve. Gradually, we get rho LV by T. Rho LV by T. Therefore, rise in the pressure head is nothing but Hi, that will be equal to Pi by gamma. Pi by gamma. Here, Pi by gamma is rise in the pressure head. Whereas equation 3 gives you rise in pressure due to closure of valve. Latter one gives you rise in pressure head, Hi, that is equal to Pi divided by gamma. Next. Then Hi we can rewrite it as Pi value rho LV by T multiplied by gamma, that is equal to LV divided by T multiplied by gamma by rho, that is equal to LV by GT, because G, acceleration due to gravity, is nothing but gamma by rho, or gamma is equal to rho G, where rho is density. Okay, gamma unit weight of liquid. Now, the rise of pressure due to sudden closure of valve, as I said, in rigid pipe and in elastic pipe. It is as similar to the case as while finding expression for celerity of pressure wave. So let us consider the first case. Consider a rigid pipeline carrying liquid like water with velocity v, uniform velocity v. When the valve is suddenly closed, what happens? The kinetic energy of liquid is converted into strain energy of water and it is stored in water. So therefore, loss in kinetic energy of water is equal to strain energy stored in water. So what is kinetic energy? We know half mv squared, where m is equal to rho Al, where L is the length of the pipeline, A is the area of cross section of the pipe, rho is density of liquid which is flowing in the pipe, V is the uniform velocity. Similarly, strain energy stored in water may be taken as Pi squared divided by 2K multiplied by area into length, where K is bulk modulus of elasticity of water, that is fluid, in Newton per meter squared or kilonewton per meter squared or Pascal or kilopascal. However, we can we can substitute. Therefore, half rho A L V squared must be equal to Pi squared by 2K multiplied by A into L, which gives us Pi squared is equal to rho K V squared. That is equal to, we can rewrite so as to get the equation in the required form. We can write rho squared upon rho multiplied by Kv squared, because we are multiplying by rho and dividing it by rho. Here we are multiplying it by rho and dividing it by rho. Therefore, value does not alter, just it is for our convenience to get the required form equation. Okay, now we can rewrite this as Pi is equal to square root of rho squared Kv squared divided by rho. This rho squared can be taken at outside as rho, and this v squared also can be taken as outside. Therefore, rho v will become outside and under the root k by rho. Therefore, this will be equal to rho v multiplied by k by rho. But we know under the square root k by rho is equal to c, velocity of pressure wave. Therefore, rise in pressure due to sudden closure of valve in case of rigid pipe will be equal to rho Vc, where rho is density of liquid, V is uniform velocity of fluid, C is celerity of pressure wave. So rise in pressure head, correspondingly Hi is equal to P by gamma, rho Vc by gamma, or Vc divided by gamma by rho, that is nothing but G. So therefore, rise in the pressure head is equal to Vc by G is equal to Hi. This formula is known as early EV formula, ALLIEVI, early EV formula. Right? Next, in the same way, if you carry out the derivation, you will get for elastic pipe also, this can be written as Pi is equal to rho V multiplied by square root of Ke by rho, where K suffix E is known as effective bulk modulus of elasticity. That will be equal to again rho Vc, where C is equal to, instead of K by rho, it should be under the square root K suffix E by rho, where Ke is the effective bulk modulus of elasticity, considering the modulus of elasticity of elastic material in case of elastic pipe. Now let us see types of valve closure. Now from the above three derivation of the formula, it has been observed that the magnitude of pressure rise due to water hammer depends on the time taken to close the valve. Is it not? Sudden closure, gradual closure means time. Gradual closure means time will be taken more, whereas sudden closure or rapid closure means time taken to close the valve is very less. So let us consider a reservoir through which water is taken for residential purpose or any other purpose. Let us take length of the pipe AB is very long, of course, L. The velocity of uniform velocity of fluid flowing through the pipe is V. C is celerity of the pressure wave, and time required is T seconds. Area is equal to A. Dia of pipe will be D. Then there will be four types of closures. One is gradual, second one is rapid, third one critical, the fourth one is not actually classified, fourth one is very, very gradual. Small t, time to close the valve is for T is for less than or for greater than, we call it as for less than, for greater than. In that case, how the formula should be interpreted will be known. Here, all these three values, gradual, rapid or critical. When it is critical, when the time required to close the valve it becomes equal to 2 times L divided by C, that is critical. In order to say rapid, T should be less than 2L by C. In order to say gradual closure of valve, T should be greater than 2L by C. So that's why some interpretations are done here. Some interpretation. As I said, if the time closure T is slightly greater than 2L by C, the valve closure is of course gradual. Then we have to use Pi by Pi maximum is equal to Tc by T, where Pi maximum can be calculated using the formula rho LV by T, which we already derived, and Pi maximum should be calculated either using the formula rho Vc or rho Vc. Only difference is with respect to C. If it is a rigid pipe, C is equal to under the root K by rho. If it is a elastic pipe, then C is equal to under the root K suffix E divided by rho. That's all the difference here, nothing else. Next, if T is, as I said, if T is greater than, if T is far greater than 2L by C, then Pi must be equal to rho VL by T itself. You need not have to go Pi by Pi maximum is equal to Tc by T. Straight away you can calculate increase in pressure due to far greater than time required to closure the valve, then rho VL by T. If T is less than 2L by C, if T is less than 2L by C, then closure is sudden. Then either you can use PVC, rho Vc, or Pi is equal to rho Vc, where C is Ke by rho, here C is equal to K by rho. K is the bulk modulus of elasticity of liquid. Here it is liquid, here it is combined effective or combined bulk modulus of elasticity you have to consider. That's all. Last article in this. We will complete today itself. Control of water hammer. Because of high pressure, the pipe may be get bursted. The pipe may be get bursted. Due to very less pressure, there may be cavitation. You see, it induces cavitation or it may burst the pipe. If pressure drop in pipe is too high, it is likely to burst the pipe. So therefore, what are the remedial measures to overcome this effect of water hammer? Use of surge tanks, air pressure valves, etc. Also, by increasing the diameter of the pipe also we can reduce the velocity and thereby effect of water hammer to the greater extent. And also the material used for manufacturing of pipe does also matter. Thereby we can control over the effect of water hammer. We will stop here. We will take numerical problems in the next class. Thereby unit 1B also is complete. Thank you. Yeah,